Hey guys, Domas here. The financial insights you need to hear, but not necessarily want to. When walking down the city or talking to your colleagues, friends, anyone essentially, you very often can hear that people saying, "Oh, if only I had more money, I wouldn't have so many problems, or I could afford that, and I could go on that trip, buy that new Apple Watch, or whatever else." However, that's not the case. People think that if they had more money, they would have less problems. It usually does not work that way because people who get better salaries, they usually get used to spending more and to much higher quality of life. And the issue with that is that they get used to spending money they do not have but think they will have in the future. Therefore they start spending money that they don't yet earn or have earned, and they think they will earn it at some point, and therefore they will pay back the debt later on. And there's many people making these poor financial decisions out there, buying things they cannot afford, thinking that their future self will afford. So they get into debt so deep that it's higher than their actual yearly income. And that's when they actually get into trouble, because they start feeling strangled and constrained by the situation. So if they get into mortgage, credit card debt, student loans, personal loans, all of the other types of loans, and these add up very quickly. It's so easy to spend money you do not have because you think it's not your problem at the moment, and in the future you will be making more money. So these just keep piling up, and the situation starts strangling people. And only when we understand how dire that situation actually is that we start looking for a solution. And sadly, solution is very often the only thing they do not want to do, and that's downgrading their life to the actual income levels. But this time, because they have gone so far into debt, they don't need they like the choice is not to downgrade it to the life they can afford. So this is the life they can afford, this is the life they should get down to. That's not the case, because their debt is here, meaning to make this go down they need to downgrade their life even lower. So if they're living like 10x life of what they can afford, they need to bring their current life 10 times lower, so even below what they currently are spending. So if they're, I don't know, like for sake of ease, let's assume they're earning 100k and they have a debt of 200k. To pay off 200k debt, they need to downgrade their life to 10 20,000 10 20k a year in order to start paying off debt fast enough, because interest rates are not low and they're not getting lower, especially this time, since there's interest rates hikes planned for the next few years. So that's the point where people start caring, and they need to stop thinking and caring what everyone else thinks, and they should start doing what they need to do, meaning downgrade their life, stop spending money they don't have, stop spending on fun, unnecessary activities, traveling so much, going out, trying to keep up with friends, buying new items, new cars, new houses, everything. That's the only way to get out of a situation that they got into So just opt out of unnecessary spending for a few years, and hopefully situation will improve. And I know it's a hard choice and it's not enjoyable, but it's therefore, it's always easier to work on preventing such situations from actually happening than trying to revert them once they already happened. Prevention is much easier and simpler than reversion of a bad situation. And generally, when people go through this experience, it's like very humbling, and just essentially uproots people's lives and switches everything around. Imagine you're living. You're earning 50k, you're spending 100k, you're living like a king, and then you need to revert that and you go to living from 10k. Like, you have never lived like that. That's very weird and humbling situation when you see people driving better cars with worse jobs than you have. But it's a lesson that helps people develop and become better people. So essentially, don't finance and purchase a lifestyle 5 to 10 times of what you earn or can afford, because it will catch up with you, and it's not actually a math problem or a spending problem. This is Spending problem is just a symptom of what's going on inside you. So what you need to do is apply logic and awareness to what the problem actually is to find out and fix it. Because spending is just a symptom. Find out what the root cause is, fix that, and then your life will get easier and everything will work out much nicer. If it takes time, meanwhile, find contentment and fulfillment in different activities in life. Maybe sports, maybe friends, maybe artsy hobby, because stuff will not fill the void that you're trying to fill. Stuff does not do that. Fulfillment and contentment does. Hope this helps, and I'll see you soon.